For the pink stripe top, this is the yarn I used. And it's Hobby Universe 98% acrylic, 2% polyester. It requires a 3.5mm hook. And I use 2 strands together. For demonstration purposes in this video, since my pink top is finished, I will be using Hirschner's Cheerful Decay yarn. It's a lightweight 100% anti-pill acrylic. There's 273 yards in here. It's machine wash, lay flat to dry. Recommended hook size is 5mm, which is what I used. The very first thing we're going to do is we're going to make a chain that will fit across here. So we want the width of this part of your body just past your shoulders onto your arms. This top is made in double crochets, so it doesn't matter how many chains you make. It doesn't matter if it's an even number or an odd number, as long as it goes around your body from the front all the way around the back, right around this spot of your body. So I'm going to go ahead and make my chains. I'll tell you how many chains I made. You may need to make more or less. I made a chain of 130. Now, because we want to be working in the round, we're going to connect these 2 ends together. Just using a slip stitch. Make sure your chain is not twisted before you do that. Okay, now the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to chain 3. Okay, so in that very next chain, we're going to make a double crochet. And then we're going to make a double crochet in the very next one, and we're going to do that all the way around this chain. One double crochet in each chain. And it will look like that. And then I'll meet you at this end. Now I'm at the end of this row. Now remember, we made a chain 3 at the very beginning. We're going to count up 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to slip stitch into the top, and that just hooks our round together. Okay, so right where we are, we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to go into the next double crochet we did and make a double crochet. And we will continue doing that all the way around till we get to the end of this round. And then we'll be slip stitching into that first chain 3 we made, just like we did in this round. Keep making double crochets all the way around. And I'll meet you back at the end of this round. Now I'm at the end of the second round, and we're going to hook it to the beginning of the second round the same way we did the first one. Count up 3 in that chain 3 we did. Slip your hook in there at the top and then do a slip stitch. Now we're going to chain 3, and that'll count as I guess it's our first double crochet for the third round. Okay, so I'll move that aside for a sec. So what I have done is I've continued to double crochet in the round until I got 10 rows. This measures 5.5 inches. Now this is going to go across to the tops of your arms. So you can make it as wide as you want or as narrow as you want. And then now we're going to make the armholes. So what I've done here with my handy dandy stitch markers from Bridget, Queen's Crochet and Knits. Her link will be in the description box. Aren't they beautiful? I have marked, well, I just laid out my material so that the center is close to the center. And I'm going to be skipping 20 stitches. So I've counted back 10 here around the corner and then 10 there, and I've marked that with the stitch markers. And same on this other side. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to continue our double crochet rounds. So we're going to chain 3. That's 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to do our double crochets like we did before. Up until we get to that stitch marker. So I'll meet you at the stitch marker. Now I've double crocheted up to where my stitch marker is. So now I'm going to chain 20, and this is going to be the hole for my armpit. You may need to chain more or less. Whatever amount you skipped here between these stitch markers is the same amount you're going to make in your chain. So we're going to chain 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Now we're going to skip over to our other stitch marker, and we're going to make a double crochet into the space right after that stitch marker. And then we're going to continue with our double crochets like normal until we get up to the next stitch marker. So this will be my armhole. So I will meet you at the next stitch marker. So now I'm at the next stitch marker where I have my 10 spaces marked out. So now I'm going to chain 20, which is the same as the number of stitches in between the stitch markers. One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Huggle, stop. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Now, I'm going to make a double crochet into the stitch right after where the stitch marker is. And I'm going to continue making my double crochets around to the chain 3 that we did. And I'll meet you there. All right, so I'm back at the chain 3 space. I'm sorry, the chain 3 that we did at the beginning of this round. So you want to go up into the top of it and do a slip stitch, just like every other previous round. And then chain 3. Now I'll remove the stitch markers from this area where I made the armhole because we don't need them anymore. So I'll show you what to do when we get to the armhole. We're just going to continue doing double crochets like every other row before, and every other row after will be double crochets as well. So I'll meet you at this armhole. Now I'm up to the chain of 20 that we did. And I'm going to do a double crochet in each of those chains. And then I'll meet you at the other end of these chains. When we get to the end of making our double crochets along that chain, we'll just continue making the double crochets all around until we get to our other chain 20. And then repeat the same thing we did here. Just put a double crochet into each chain. And then continue on until you're finished this round. And then you continue making double crochets all the way around in each round until you make your top as long as you want it to be. And I'll meet you back when I have a few rows done. This is how far I got with the top last night. This is the section that goes across your shoulders. And this is where we start. We work from top down. So this goes across your shoulders like this for bare shoulder look, or you can pull it up so that it goes on top of your shoulders. These are the armholes, and then this is the rest of the body. I'm still working on it, but it's the exact same pattern that I created for the pink brownie sparkly top that you saw at the beginning of the video.